Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the IPWEA New South Wales and ACT 2025 Annual General Meeting. Firstly, can I thank the Metro Southwest Group for hosting us today. My apologies, I can't be there in person. First, may I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land on which we meet today and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, acknowledging the stories, traditions, living cultures, and commit to building a brighter future together. As these proceedings are hybrid, we also acknowledge traditional owners of the land in which those online are joining us from, and which in my cases were Wiradjuri country down in West Wyalong in the Riverina. Firstly, can I take the opportunity to honour and remember the valued members of our institute who sadly passed away during the past financial year. Their contributions to the profession, their communities and our institute will not be forgotten, and we extend our deepest condolences to their families, friends and colleagues. Their dedication to public works and engineering will always be appreciated, and they will be greatly missed. We'd like to acknowledge two emeritus members of the institute, Lou Oldfield and Bob Regness, and I ask the members here today if you'd like to acknowledge anyone we may not have been notified about. So if anybody wants to just sort of quickly put up their hands online or bring it to the attention of those at the meeting. Nobody? Okay. For the 2025 Annual General Meeting, it's great that we can meet both virtually and in person. For those attending in person, please remember to raise your hand to make comment during the meeting, and David can acknowledge that. And for those online, please interact through the meeting via the chat function. There's a number of resolutions to pass throughout the meeting. For those attending in person, we will have a show of hands to vote, and for those online, these will be shown as polls. The poll questions will be displayed on your screen, so please click one of the options to place your vote. I'll move on to apologies and proxies. There have been two apologies that I've been made aware of, and they are Mick Bell and Michelle Whitehurst. And we've received no proxy forms for this annual general meeting. Are there any other apologies that need to be recorded? No. All quiet. Thank you. David, I'll pass on to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I require a resolution. First of all, the quorum for this annual general meeting is 25 members. Before me, I've got 12, and there are 19 online. I declare that we have the appropriate number of members to properly convene the AGM for 2025. This AGM is being conducted in accordance with the Constitution. Due notice has been given to all members, received by email on the 15th of October, which provided more than the required 21 days notice. There are 37 registered, but at the moment there are 32 online. That may change. They have 15 minutes to attend the meeting. I would therefore seek a resolution that the delegation believes that this is a properly convened meeting. So I require voting that the annual general meeting conducted on this day, the 20th of November 2025, is a properly convened meeting. All those in favour or against need to online need to vote, and I will count the. No, it's not, apparently I do it. So all those in favour, your hands up. You're both members, are you? Okay. It's 14. Russell, you're a member? 15. 15 votes in favour here. Mr.
Thank you. I know we've only got 8 responses online. Can we make sure that all the members online vote? Because the system's telling me there's 20 people online. Okay. Troy and John, you can't see the poll, or you're just putting your hand up?
I can't see it. Can't see it.
Yeah, can't
Okay.
see the poll, Grant.
Right,
Oh,
I'm only seeing
right,
8.
yep.
Yeah.
17. Yep. So that's unanimous.
Yeah.
And the minutes should record that it was unanimous. Mr. Chair, Mr. President, copies of the 2024 annual general meeting have been sent out with the annual general meeting notice to members and are also available on the website. I require a resolution that the minutes of the annual general meeting held on the 27th of November 2024 be accepted and signed by the chairman as a true and correct record. For those in favour in situ, so raise your right hand.
And the poll is there online.
15 in favour.
13 in favour online, and
in favour. 2 abstained because they probably weren't at the meeting, which is fine.
Yeah.
So, Mr. President, I declare that the resolution has been passed.
Thanks, David. I'll move on to my report. I'm pleased to present the President's report for the year 24-25, showcasing our advocacy efforts, the parliamentary engagement we've undertaken, and commitment to our mission. This year, our achievements were only possible through the dedication of you, our members, whose active participation in events, training, and advisory panels has been inspiring. This year has been one of significant achievement, marked by strong engagement with you, our members, and a continued strengthening of our advocacy efforts as we work to secure better outcomes for our communities and for local government. A few of the highlights of the year include an increase in our professional membership of 12%, a 27% increase in corporate subscriptions, I'll call it enormous success of our state conference and our engineering excellence awards at Twin Towns at Tweed Heads, which was fantastic. Moving it to it was a big unknown in heading out there, and was well received, I must say. 12 young professionals were supported through the Young Leaders Grant. Rob Staples received his emeritus membership at the state conference, and Mahbub Hussain received fellowship. We've signed new MOUs with LGEA, the Streets Opening Coordinating Conference, Southern Cross University, University of Technology Sydney, and Western Sydney University. Our Minister for Local Government, the Honourable Ron Honig MP, presented the Local Government Ministers Award at our gala dinner. Women in Leadership commendation was awarded at the International Women's Day luncheon at Parliament House. We had 33 ministerial and shadow ministerial meetings during the year. Discussed registration of engineers with the new Building Commissioner, James Sherrod. He presented a submission and gave evidence to the Portfolio Committee number 6, Transport and the Arts, regarding the inquiry into the use of e-scooters, e-bikes and related mobility options. That's quite timely with everything we see currently in the media, both at a state and a federal level. Appeared at a public hearing on the statutory review of the New South Wales Reconstruction Authority Act 2022. Made a submission to the inquiry into infrastructure for electric and alternative energy source vehicles here in New South Wales. Provided feedback to the draft New South Wales Road Recategorisation Framework and to the Roads Act 1993 review, and we undertook or held boardroom lunches with both government and members of the opposition. The accomplishments of IPWEA New South Wales and ACT in FY 24-25 are only possible thanks to our generous volunteers, the board of directors, our technical panel members and individuals in roles like IPWEA chapter chairs, the secretaries, and young representatives that are spread across the state. Our regional representatives have dedicated significant time and effort throughout the year to organising meetings that provide members with valuable opportunities for professional development. including educational presentations, site tours, and updates on key industry developments. On a personal note, I know the challenges that this can present to those that do that. We live in some very diverse locations, and there can be significant distances to travel to attend these meetings. So to those that do take the time out of their professional day, thank you for doing that and supporting our institute. We've been building and maintaining connections because they remain a vital part of what we do, and we encourage all of you as members to make the most of all of our various events, and to consider inviting your colleagues who may not be members of the Institute to share in those benefits. Through my dealings with our members and other sectors in local government and at New South Wales government level, I can tell you we are well respected, and our bipartisan information sharing nature stands us in good stead with all sides of politics. They seek us out when they want some information, which is really good. Whilst this is not part of the 2024-25 reporting year, I do want to acknowledge the establishment of the alumni group in the last 9 months or so, which has been driven passionately by Bill Woodcock and his dedicated team. And the reason I wanted to bring that up was because last week, whilst I was in Sydney for a country mayor's meeting, it just happened that David was hosting the alumni for lunch at Parliament House. And I managed to take a bit of time to pop into the lunch and very quickly, before I had to race off to jump on a plane, catch up with them. It was great to see a turnout of about 20 of our alumni members or retired long-term members. And I must say thank you to Bill and the team for establishing that group. And I do believe that your passion, that there's a bright future for our younger members with the collegiate nature and guidance you'll be able to provide over time as you build momentum with that group. Lastly, special thanks to David and our wonderful, passionate New South Wales ACT team for their outstanding contributions. When I am in Sydney, I try and make the time to pop into the office, and it's always great to catch up with them. To you, our members, thank you. Your support and participation are vital to our mission of enhancing community quality of life through public works excellence. So I'll put the recommendation that the President's report be accepted.
All those in favour say aye. Aye. Oh, sorry, raise your right hand if you can't do it. And on online to vote. Okay, so let the minutes reflect that the accepted unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll now, Mr. President, I'll now offer my report as Chief Executive. This has been a great year of. It's all about me at the moment, isn't it? So we can.
Oh God!
Is my hair all right? This has been a cracking year for the organisation. We've had some significant growth particularly in professional development, but also events, and I'm really thrilled by the achievements that the team have been able to pull off, and particularly the dedication of members and the board have been wonderful to work with. A special shout out and thanks to those board members who have appeared before a record number of parliamentary inquiries that we've made submissions to. When you have the clerk of the parliament ring to ask what day you would like to be appearing, you know you're in good stead with the system. Each business unit we've had has either met or exceeded budget expectations, and that's a great reflection of their commitment and their energy, and I'm delighted that the financial results for the year ending of 25 have indicated stronger and better than expected performance, which underscores our ability to do what we like to do, and certainly underscores our ability to achieve our strategic objectives. Professional development under Annie and Emma remained very, very strong. There were more than 700 public works professionals upskilled through more than 70 workshops right across the state. particularly I want to make mention of the development engineering, two development engineering forums that we held. Highlights, of course, include the state conference, which was for the first time, we believe, done in Tweed Heads, and that did have some logistical. But as the president indicated, that didn't hold back, and the feedback that we've got suggests that we will be going back to Tweed Heads after in 2026. Of course, as the president mentioned, we were able to host the minister who came up to Tweed Heads, Ron Honig, who attended the Engineering Awards Gala dinner, and that was fantastic. Other notable events, of course, were the International Women's Day luncheon at Parliament House. With this year, we hosted we were hosted by the Honourable Jenny Atkinson, Minister for Regional Roads. She gave a great keynote speech, and thanks to Marnie Coates and Jocelyn, who were recognised for their contribution. I also was thrilled to be able to host with National Office IPWC. I know a number of you came to that, having our patron, the Governor, host a garden party at Government House was just really was just a wonderful way to commence. But having the Premier attend as well was a great way for us to showcase the Institute to the government. Advocacy has remained strong, and particularly thanks to Josh and his team, Morgan and Will. We've made a number of submissions, and Josh and I have had, as you've seen already, multiple legislative discussions regarding not only the registration of engineers, but trying to obviously highlight the work that we're doing with transport in relation to asset AI. As the calendar year concludes, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and very much look forward to next year's. But I also highlight the fact that thanks to the support from the membership and thanks to the support of the stakeholders, we've been able to finish the financial year, as I mentioned, with confidence, and already indications for the first quarter of this financial year suggesting that we will have another great financial return, notwithstanding all the money that Josh wants to spend. That's my report, Mr. President. So I will put it to the AGM and require a vote to endorse. All those in favour, say aye. No, raise your right hand. Sorry, I'm thinking I'm in another chamber. Yep, unanimous. And 15 there. So let the record reflect that the CEO's report was unanimously endorsed. Thank you.
Thanks, David.
Go back to your usual viewing.
Much better. We'll now pass over to John Truman, who's the chair of the Municipal Engineering Foundation. John's going to present to us virtually and provide us with a short report. G'day, John.
G'day, Grant. How are you? And David and members. Sounds like you can hear me all right, Grant? Awesome.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, well, good morning, everyone. Well, actually, it's good afternoon now, isn't it? It gets away the day, doesn't it, so quickly? Look, I'll be very brief because it'd be entirely inappropriate if I spoke longer than David, so I won't do that. And look, and to do that, I'll just acknowledge that the foundation continues to be healthy and strong. It's got a proud history now, I think, of over 60 years or more of life, so we continue that tradition. Look, our main activities for the year have continued to what we've been doing for probably last decade or so, really, which is our continued support of the Excellence Awards, part of the conference, of course. We continue to support the Build the Bridge program, and there's the Young IPWEA program. So that's where the majority of our funds have been allocated to this year. That doesn't preclude members applying for scholarships and endowments. So we always remind people at this time of the year to consider those. We don't receive nearly as many as we used to. And certainly we have had lots of members attend our own events using foundation resources, which is wonderful, but that doesn't prevent other ideas coming forward. So if you've got something, please reach out to us and we can have that conversation with you. The foundation, one of the key activities this year was working with the board. We did look at and did implement some changes to our management structure, which I won't go through with you now, but suffice to say, I think the key message I try and promote as chair, again through this forum and others, is that whilst the foundation assets are separate to IPWEA, the foundation exists only for the benefit of the members, and therefore it's absolutely crucial that the foundation works very closely with the board and gets direction from the board as the people that have been elected by the members in terms of how the foundation funds are used. So that's our key focus in terms of our management and reporting back to the board and getting feedback from the board in terms of how we use the money subject to the terms and conditions we're allowed to operate under. I'd just like to probably finish off by acknowledging the staff that support the foundation processes during the year. So we thank you for your secretariat and support. I think with that, Grant, I'll I think I moved or asked that the report be accepted, and happy to take any questions in respect to the foundation if there are any.
Thank you, John.
Are there any questions?
Are there any questions from anybody online or in the meeting?
Not here, Mr. President.
I'm not seeing anything pop up on the chat. So
that's because I was quicker than David.
Yeah, we're only 1 minute behind the schedule now.
I've met my KPI. Yeah.
All right, so I think that was a unanimous vote for the resolution.
All those in favour of the report, raise your right hand. Yep, it's unanimous.
Very good. Thanks, David. Now move to the annual report. Now, written reports have been presented on the following areas within our annual report. That's the Roads and Transport Directorate, our professional development, asset AI, membership, events, our social community, technical panels, young IPWEA, and our IPWEA chapters. So I'd propose that those reports be taken as read and put the recommendation to the group that the annual report be accepted. That's for FY25.
Yep, unanimous in the room.
You just got some abstentions there. What I can see, David. Otherwise, adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Now we move on to the financial report. The report's been published on the website and was sent out with the AGM notice to all members, and are you there?
Yep.
Sorry, you dropped out for a second. So you can advise that the Institute is solvent?
I can advise that the Institute is solvent.
Thank you. Various reports include the Director's report, the Auditor's report, our Director's declaration, our financial statements, and the Auditor's statement. So I'd like to put the recommendation to the meeting that these reports, and they're captured in the actual resolution, that they be accepted.
All those in favour? Yes. Unanimous here.
Abstention online, but otherwise for. Okay, so I'll take that resolution as adopted. Now move on to the appointment of the auditor. So a note to our members, simply a note to our members that Cooch & Neal have been rebranded as HLB Mann Judd Newcastle, and the Institute will still have contact with the same people and use the same processes and procedures for our audit. There's no action required for audit engagements as the company continues under the same Australian company number, and ASIC registration. So if members have any questions, I believe Mark O'Connor from HLB Man Judd Newcastle is online and is able to assist with any queries. So I'll just put it out there if anybody has any questions. Anyone in the room, David?
No.
No. Anybody online? No. Okay. I'll put the recommendation then that therefore seek a resolution that HLB Man Judd Newcastle be appointed as the company auditor for FY 25-26. If you can vote, please.
All those in favour, raise your hand. Yep, unanimous here, Mr. President.
You're always too quick, David. And it's 100% online, so take that as adopted. Thank you. And I'll hand over to you to discuss the Constitution amendments, David.
Thank you. Back to me.
Got to have his head in the camera.
So, as most members would be, or some members would be aware, that our Constitution was last reviewed 7 years ago, 2018. Last year, I had a discussion with the Associations Forum, who said that an organisation our size should have a review of the rules with between every 3 and 5 years, probably biased towards closer to the 5 years. The board, as well as myself, reviewed a report by the Associations Forum, which we've adopted on legal advice some changes. It does not substantively change the Constitution. It very much just modernises it. Our legal advisor, Keith Redenbach from Redenbach Legal, some of you know, he reviewed the changes, ensured that they all aligned with our charity status and also with our mission, purpose and vision. And so changes, current and draft Constitution were reviewed by him and his office, and the feedback, and I took those recommended changes to the board. During the board meeting on the 26th of September, they passed the following resolution: that the IPWEA NSW and ACT board approve the amendments to the Constitution and recommends them for resolution at the 2025 annual general meeting being held on the 20th of November 2025. A summary of those changes: the current Constitution as of 2018 and the proposed draft constitutions were available as part of the AGM notice. As I said, there are no real substantive changes. It very much modernises the wording and will not be required to do again until about 2030. So the resolution, Mr. Chair, is that in accordance with the Constitution, the board recommended the changes to the Constitution be accepted by the annual general meeting.
I'll call for everybody if you can take note of those voting in the room and put the poll up, please, Laura or Trish, whoever's running the show.
I might just ask if there's any questions, Mr. Chair.
Sure, of course. Any questions out there?
No. Okay. All those in favour in the room? Unanimous.
Okay.
And
unanimous online from what I'm seeing, David.
Okay, so Laura, that can be recorded as a unanimous endorsement.
Okay. Gee, we're doing well now, David. We're 10 minutes early.
Well, that's good, because we've got another 10 minutes to go on a presentation. We interrupted.
Right, okay. We move on to general business. Look, there were no general business items formally requested. However, I welcome any questions or comments anybody's got, either in the room, David, and if you can field any of those, or any via the chat function or by raising your hand. Are there any items of general business?
I've got one from Brendan.
If you're able, can you confirm how many individual professional members there were at the end of the financial year? And of those, how many employed by state government, either ACT or
I'd have to take that on notice.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll take that on notice. Laura, do you have the membership? It's in the AGM. It's in the annual report, isn't it? Yeah, it is in the annual report, but I don't know how many of them would be employed by government, because so many of you change jobs so regularly.
Yeah, so the supplemental question about whether they're employed by state government is just helping us continue to get into that total coverage of public work sector.
Yeah. I'll take it on notice, but again, I don't think that the data we collect would be an accurate. It would probably a reflection of if they're public sector or private sector. But I can certainly give it a go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brendan. And I think that's a very good question, David. It'd be good to see, because obviously we do want to grow our membership in state government through that area, and that's been something we've been working on for a few years now. So, great question. Are there any other items of general business from the floor? No. Okay. To my final remarks, look, can I thank you all as members for being part of our organisation. It really is a great organisation. Sometimes I have to say no to meetings because I'm simply out of the office in my substantive role too often. But I do get a great buzz when I get to be involved in it. And as I mentioned earlier during my president's report, being able to get to that alumni lunch, even as briefly as it was great to see some familiar faces and some old friends, and it's great to have them going leaps and bounds. Thank you to all of our staff. They're doing a wonderful job. As I said before, great to visit them, and please, if you ever have the opportunity, pop into the office and say hello. If you need to have a meeting in town, we have a boardroom, so that can be utilised by appointment, so forth, making sure we're not double booked or anything. So thank you for that. Thank you to all of you for shaping the future of the public works sector and for enhancing the quality of life of New South Wales and ACT communities. The work you do is so important, and there's just an ongoing dialogue with other levels of government to try and improve things for our community. So thank you for all of that work you do. Have a great afternoon down there in Sydney, the Metro Southwest meeting, or wherever you are online today, and take care. And I look forward to seeing you at another meeting, whether it's the state conference or those I might see in Sydney later in December. Thanks, everybody, and I'll close the meeting at 12:36.
Thank you. Cheerio.
See you.